to get some pumpkins for the party?" asked Daddy Pig. "Me!" shouted Peppa. "And me," agreed George. "I'll just get the camper van ready," replied Daddy Pig. "We'll need more room for all the pumpkins." And off he went. Daddy Pig drove the camper van up to the house, and Peppa and George jumped in. "Don't be too long," said Mummy Pig. "We still need to decorate the house." "We'll be quick," they all shouted, and off they went. It didn't take too long to reach the pumpkin patch, and Peppa and George hopped out eagerly. "Wow!" exclaimed Peppa. "Look at all those pumpkins." "You pick them and I'll load them into the van," replied Daddy Pig, and so Peppa and George got to work. "George," cried Peppa, but it was too late. George had fallen into a rotten pumpkin and got it stuck on his head. Peppa helped to pull it off, and they continued. "Well done," said Daddy Pig. "I think we have enough now. Let's go home." So they all climbed into the van. But when Daddy Pig tried to start the engine, it made a terrible noise. He got out to take a closer look. "I'm afraid the motor needs fixing," Daddy sighed. "And Grandpa Dog is a bit tied up at the moment. We'll just have to wait for him." "But we need to get home to help Mummy decorate the house," cried Peppa. But just then they heard a familiar whistle. "It's Thomas!" shouted Peppa. Thomas stopped. "Oh dear, are you stuck?" he asked. "Yes," replied Peppa. "We need to get our pumpkins home." "No problem," he replied. "You can pop them in my empty truck and I'll give you a lift." "Oh, thank you," smiled Daddy Pig. And they unloaded all the pumpkins into Thomas's truck. "You two go with Thomas and I'll wait for Grandpa Dog," said Daddy Pig. So Peppa and George hopped into Thomas's truck. "See you later," shouted Daddy Pig, and they waved. They were nearly home when disaster struck. A log slipped off a pile of wood and fell under the pumpkin truck. The truck derailed, spilling the pumpkins all over the road. "Oh no," cried Peppa. "What are we going to do? The truck is too heavy for us to put back on the rails." "Don't worry," replied Thomas. "Jack is on his way and he'll help us." Sure enough, Jack appeared. Peppa and George moved the log away from the track, and Jack began to heave Thomas's truck back onto the rails. He also managed to scoop all the pumpkins up and put them back into the truck. "Thanks, Jack," said Thomas gratefully. "No problem," said Jack, and off he went. Peppa and George climbed back into Thomas's truck and they continued their journey. Mummy Pig was relieved to see them when they arrived, and they unloaded all the pumpkins. Mummy Pig then thanked Thomas for his help. "You're very welcome," he replied, and disappeared. Luckily, Grandpa Dog had fixed the camper van and Daddy Pig could drive home while Mummy, Peppa and George decorated the house. Wow, he cried, the house looks amazing. Well done, everyone. We've just got enough time to get changed before the party.
"Hello, Thomas. You look different," said Percy. "Yes, I've been repainted to go on a special errand to the mine on a volcano, whatever that is." "That sounds nice, Thomas. Enjoy it." And off he steamed. Thomas started his journey to the mine. He felt proud in his new coat of paint. Then he met Diesel 10. "I hear you are going to the volcano, Thomas." "Yes, I am," said Thomas. "That's brave," said Diesel 10. "Brave? What do you mean brave?" said Thomas. "Still, steam is used to fire and smoke," said Diesel 10, and off he went. Thomas started to get worried. "Diesel 10 called me brave. Either he's not feeling very well today, or I'm going to be doing something dangerous." Thomas was getting nearer the volcano. He met Victor. "Victor, why did you repaint me?" "Oh, it's a special coat of paint to help you cope with the heat of the volcano, Thomas. A volcano has erupted at the top of the mine, and there's some miners trapped in the building there. The railway track passes right by the building. All you have to do is get close to the building, get the miners, and leave quickly. It will be very hot, but be quick because the rails may buckle in the heat." Thomas realised the urgency and carried on quickly. He turned the corner and stopped. There was the volcano. "Oh my goodness," said Thomas. "I must hurry." He started the approach to the volcano. It was already hot. He got near the top and saw the miners' building. "There's no turning back now," he said, and he steamed towards the building. The miners jumped in Thomas's cab, but Thomas's weight buckled the hot track. He sent rocks flying and the track collapsed under him, but somehow he managed to stay on the rails and get out before a flow of hot lava fell down on the track. "I made it! I made it!" he said, and steamed away from the volcano. Thomas stopped and let the miners out of his cab. They thanked Thomas and gave him a big cheer. Hooray! Thanks for watching our story, which was based on the Trackmaster Thomas's Volcano Drop set. This set features a real steam Thomas engine. You fill his boiler with water from the filler provided. Turn him on and real steam comes from his funnel. Except this is very cool and safe to touch for young hands. Thomas steams up the circular track, along to the mine, which then triggers a rockfall as Thomas and the track lower to the ground. Thomas then steams out, just escaping the lava stream. Oh no! Poison Ivy's using her superpowers to break out of jail. So the Scarecrow and Poison Ivy have broken out. Soon, Batman returned. Oh no, said Batman. Poison Ivy's broken out of jail. With the Scarecrow. I better tell Superman. So he turned on his screen. Okay, said Superman. I'll look out for them. They won't get past me.
You're next, Batman.
Oh no, I need help, thought Batman. Meanwhile, Thomas was hard at work. But there was something on the track. What's this? Maybe Batman will know. Batman! Batman! Ooh, what happened here? Poison Ivy broke out of jail with the Scarecrow. Oh, what's that, Thomas? So Batman had a closer look. Michaelangelo was inside. Michaelangelo, I need help catching the Scarecrow and Poison Ivy. I can help, said Michaelangelo, but the other turtles are out there somewhere. They could help too if we found them. I'll help look, said Thomas. So they all went in search of the other turtles. Batman found one straight away. Donatello was inside. Thomas didn't have such good luck. He came across some trees on the track. That's strange, he thought. Then trees moved onto the track behind him. Thomas was stuck. Poison Ivy appeared. Got you now, Thomas, she said. And then she made some ivy crawl over Thomas. Now he couldn't move at all. Nearby, Michaelangelo found a turtle. Huh? Another Michaelangelo was inside. Why are you me? Asked Michaelangelo. I'm not you, I'm Raphael, but in disguise as you. Elsewhere, the Scarecrow was watching over Superman and the last turtle. Batman and Raphael had a plan.
Huh?
Got him, said Raphael. So Batman freed Superman. Open the capsule, Superman, said Raphael. So he did. A foot soldier was inside. He's not a turtle, cried Raphael. So Superman put the capsule back on him. I'll get Poison Ivy, said Batman. Okay. Raphael and I will keep an eye on these two, said Superman. So Batman left. Look, there's Thomas and Poison Ivy, said Michaelangelo. Now we just need someone with muscle. Boom! Perfect, said Raphael, and he explained their plan. Hello, said Michaelangelo. Who are you? Asked Poison Ivy. I'm behind you, said Raphael. What? But there's 2, huh? Got her! So the turtles removed the ivy from Thomas and moved the trees off the track. And they were put back in jail. But with a more secure lock. And the foot soldier was put back into the capsule. The last capsule had a foot soldier inside. So where's Leonardo? Turns out that he was having a relaxing day off at the beach. Oh no! The biggest, baddest villain has arrived on Sodor, Darth Vader, and he's on an AT-AT, being very disruptive. Thomas then arrived. What on earth is that? He thought. Luckily, the shots missed, so Thomas ran away. Hi Thomas, said Percy. Are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. Darth Vader's here, cried Thomas. Darth Vader? Oh, I'd love to have a quick look, replied Percy, and he hurried off. Meanwhile, Darth Vader was on the move. Han Solo and Chewbacca were nearby. Did you hear that, Chewie? Asked Han. Brrr, replied Chewbacca.
I've got you now, Solo,
said Darth Vader. Luckily, Percy arrived. Wow, it's really him, said Percy. But Thomas didn't mention that he's on a huge AT-AT. Han and Chewie quickly climbed aboard Percy so they could all escape. This really annoyed Darth Vader. Percy made it back to his shed. Han and Chewie got out. Thank you, Percy, said Han. No problem, said Percy. But what are we going to do? I don't know, but I know who can help, replied Han. Soon, Luke Skywalker arrived. Hi Luke, Darth Vader's here with an AT-AT. Can you help? Well, I've got an idea, but I'll need a very brave engine. Oh, I guess it's my turn, after you saved Han and Chewie, said Thomas. So Luke explained his plan. They then sprung into action. Thomas pulled Luke along with a huge ball of string. They stopped right by the AT-AT and Luke got off. He tied the string around one leg and then they hurried off. As Thomas circled around the AT-AT, so did the string. He circled around it a few times. When they had circled around enough, Luke cut the string so they could escape to a safe distance. The AT-AT tried walking, but the string stopped the legs from moving properly. Darth Vader sensed the problem, so jumped off.
No!
And she ran off. Thomas and Luke returned to the sheds. "Well done," said Percy. "Yeah, you guys did great," said Han. "Brrr," said Chewbacca. Everyone was relieved that Sodor was safe again. Hi, I'm Dave, and thank you for watching my video, which featured the amazing remote control AT-AT vehicle. We loved how easy it was to use, and how unbelievably realistic it was. Its back legs rotate so it can move in any direction, forwards and backwards. And it also has realistic firing sounds and movements. Bill and Ben had a new friend for Thomas. "Hello Thomas," they said. "We have a new truck for you," said Bill. "He carries coal," said Ben. "Oh wow, thank you," said Thomas. "He's just over there," said Bill. "His name is Hector." "Have fun," they giggled as they reversed away. Why are they giggling? Thought Thomas. So he went over to introduce himself. "Hello Hector, I'm Thomas," said Thomas. Okay, replied Hector. "Come on, let's go and get some coal." So Thomas coupled up to Hector and they left. The journey started well, but Hector got bored, so he started applying his brakes randomly. "Please could you not do that? Otherwise this journey's going to take ages," asked Thomas. "Yeah, okay," replied Hector, before doing it one more time. Hector then decided to uncouple the trucks behind him. The trucks found it hilarious, but Thomas didn't notice. They finally reached Sam and the coal. "Hello Thomas," said Sam. "Hello Sam, please could you fill my 3 trucks?" asked Thomas. "3? But you only have 1, said Sam. Hector was laughing. "Hector, was that you?" asked Thomas. "Hector? He's bad news, Thomas," warned Sam. "Well, he hasn't been very helpful so far. Fill him with coal then." So Sam scooped up the coal and was about to put it in Hector when Hector suddenly tugged Thomas back. So Sam poured the coal all over Thomas. Thomas was very angry. Coal was everywhere. He stormed off angrily. What was he going to do? He ran into Duck. "Hello Thomas, are you alright?" asked Duck. "I've got a really annoying truck. How do you deal with Scruffy?" he asked. "You just have to be quite firm with it," replied Duck. This gave Thomas an idea, so he thanked Duck and returned to Hector. "You again?" said Hector. "Why is there no coal in you?" asked Thomas. "I tried," said Sam, "but he just refused to take any. But I filled these 2 trucks up for you, Thomas." So Thomas took the 2 trucks and decided to push Hector this time. He made Hector's journey as uncomfortable as possible. He then took Hector to a small hill.
Have a great fall, said Thomas. But Hector went much faster than he expected. Oh dear. Sorry, Hector. I didn't mean for that to happen, said Thomas. I'm sorry for being such a pain today, said Hector. I'm just really nervous. Oh, don't be nervous, said Thomas. This job is actually much more fun than it looks. Chomper then arrived to get Hector back on the track. Thank you, Chomper, said Thomas. No problem, he said. Let's deliver some coal, said Thomas. So he coupled up to Hector and off they went. And believe it or not, Hector had a really good time.
One sunny day, Peppa and George went whale watching. There's one, Peppa pointed out to George. Oh no, pirate minions!
Ready, aim, fire!
Uh-oh, we have a hole in our boat and we're leaking oil into the sea. And that whale now has oil all over himself. Let's call Paw Patrol. Alright, Paw Patrol, we have a new mission. Peppa Pig's boat has a hole in it and is leaking oil into the sea, which is not good for the environment. Zuma, I need you to clean up the oil in the sea while I fix the hole in the boat to stop the leak. And Marshall, I need you to hose down any animal who is covered in oil. Let's go! Yay, here's Paw Patrol! Look, there's a whale covered in oil. And there's the oil spill. Okay, Zuma, go and chase the whale to the shore so we can clean him. Hello, Mr. Whale. Time for a clean. You're welcome. Here I go. Fixed. Well done, team. Another success.
It was a lovely day on Sodor and everything was working well. Oh. The signalmen called for help and Digging Rig's Chomper arrived. He got to work putting Gordon and James back on the line. Chomper left. Gordon left. James left. Now the crossing wasn't the best piece of track for the engines. Percy wanted to turn left, but couldn't. He had to go straight on, and then the long way round. Thomas wanted to turn right towards Maithwaite Station, but he couldn't. He had to go straight on and then back on himself. It was also a long way round. Sir Topham Hatt knew that this piece of track wasn't good. He needed to change it somehow. He had an idea. Just after he left, Spencer was steaming through. Oh. Chomper was called again. Chomper had only just left when Thomas and James collided. Chomper returned. The following day, Chomper had a different task. Sir Topham Hatt had asked him to dig up the crossing. He replaced it with a brown circle and then a round track piece on rollers. Yes, it was a turntable. Sir Topham Hatt was pleased with Chomper's work and hoped that the accidents would now stop. Gordon tried it first. Spencer was steaming through, and this time Percy had to stop and wait for the turntable to point to him. Thomas could now change direction easily without going the long way round. Success! No more accidents. Thank you for watching our video featuring the Trackmaster Tidmouth turntable. It has 8 track positions and the clever mechanism in the track can be set to stop the trains automatically and then released, or set to allow them to travel straight over. A great addition to the Trackmaster track.
Rockey was waiting at the station for Thomas to arrive. He was taking him on a Mashems hunt. Peppa and George arrived. "What are you doing?" asked Peppa. "I'm going on a Mashems hunt," replied Rockey. "That sounds like fun. Can we come as well?" asked Peppa. "That would be great," answered Rockey. "Here comes Thomas now." Thomas arrived and they all hopped on board. "Skittles!" cried Peppa. "Can we jump in?" "Yes," replied Rockey. "There may be a Mashem hidden in there." So they all climbed up the side and jumped in. They had great fun with Skittles. Peppa thought she'd found a Mashem, but it was only George. Suddenly, Rockey did find something. It was indeed a Mashem, and he pushed it to the side of the pool. Once the Mashem was out of the pool, Rockey began to open it. Inside was a Rockey Mashem. Rockey was delighted. They popped the Rockey Mashem onto the truck and then all hopped on board to search for the next Mashem. They were steaming along nicely when Thomas suddenly started to have problems. He made an awful noise and smoke started to appear. "Are you okay?" asked a concerned Rockey. "I will be when I get a mechanic to fix me, but I'm afraid my wheels won't move. I can't take you any further," said a sad Thomas. As Thomas's driver was making the call, George noticed a pile of bricks close by. Rockey came to take a closer look. "This is great," he said. "We can recycle these old bricks into a car." "Oh yes," smiled Peppa, "that will be fun. Let's start building." And so the three of them began to build a car. "Wow," smiled Rockey. "Let's see if it works." And it did. They thanked Thomas for his help. Thomas was very impressed with their car. "Get better soon," they cried, and off they went. "I can see a Mashem," cried George, "by the trees." So they stopped the car and all got out. "There it is," said Peppa. "You were right, George." They began to open it. Inside was another Rockey. Would you believe it, smiled Rockey. And they popped him into the car with the other Mashem Rockey. I think we have time for one more, said Rockey. Let's try the beach this time. So off they went to the beach. They could see a Mashem by the beach huts, so they all got out excitedly. Do you think it'll be another Rockey? Asked George. Probably, answered Rockey. With our luck it will be. But when they opened it, it wasn't Rockey, but Zuma. It's a Mashem Zuma, cried Rockey. He loves water. Let's take him for a paddle. So they all had a paddle in the sea before popping Zuma onto the back of the car with the other Mashems. What a great day, smiled Rockey. Let's go home now.
Ryder was looking through his periscope when he saw some litter floating in the water. "I'll get it," said Rockey. He sped down the slide and dived into the water. Rockey swam to the first item. It was an old boot, and he pulled it out of the water. "I can hear something inside. I should open it," said Rockey. "It's Peppa Pig." Rockey then slid down again into the water. He swam to the second item, which was an old tin can, and dragged it out of the water. He opened it to find Marshmallow from Frozen. Rockey went down the slide and swam to the last item. It was an old plastic bag, so he pulled it out of the water and opened it on the platform. It's a Koala Bear from the Littlest Pet Shop. Finally, Rockey slid down the slide and checked under the water for anything else that had sunk to the bottom. Meanwhile, Thomas was steaming along the track, delivering cargo, when he suddenly had to brake. "There is a glass bottle on the track," said Ryder, "and Thomas can't move until it's been taken away, as it can damage his wheels." "I'll get it," said Rockey, and off he went. Rockey arrived at the track and grabbed the glass bottle. "Thank you," said Thomas. "Can I give you a lift back?" "Yes, please," said Rockey, and he hopped onto Thomas. "Thanks, Thomas," said Rockey, and Thomas reversed away. Rockey opened the glass bottle to find Minnie Mouse inside. Paw Patrol team were out in the tower. "Let's see what's around today," said Ryder. Ryder looked through the periscope and saw something in the distance. "There is a chocolate egg on top of that tower," said Ryder. "I'll get it," said Sky, and off she went. "Let's look through the periscope again," said Ryder. "Looks like there's a job for you, Zuma. You can go with Chase." They both slid down and climbed into the car. "Looks like there's another egg. Can you get it, Chase?" This egg looks like it's wedged underneath a large log. "Rubble, can you use your digger to release the egg?" And off he went. "Last egg," said Ryder. "It's high up, so you'll need the ladder. Marshall, can you go get it?" Marshall slipped down and got into the truck.
The Green Goblin and Diesel 10 have stolen all the chocolate eggs on the island of Sodor. We're going to have to get them back, said Iron Man. The Green Goblin noticed the superheroes at the station and quickly got onto Diesel 10. I'll go first, said Captain America, and off he went with Thomas. The track was very bumpy and one of the eggs fell off the train without the Green Goblin noticing. Thomas and Captain America came across the plane's egg on the side of the track. They took it back and opened it at the station. It was now Hulk's turn to get another egg back.
Uh-oh.
Hulk got off and with his enormous strength threw the egg onto the platform. He then leaped after it and began to unwrap. The Green Goblin was still on the move, but dropped another egg. I'll see if he's dropped another one, said Captain America, and off he went. He got off the train to pick the Kinder's Transformers egg up and carry it back to the station. Thomas was catching Diesel 10 up. Noticing this, the Green Goblin threw one of the eggs off to try and speed up. Hulk stopped to pick the egg up. Diesel 10 and the Green Goblin were racing along when all of a sudden they came across a log on the track. Seeing them stop, Iron Man quickly flew in to take the egg from behind the Green Goblin's back and flew back to the platform to open the egg. "We have to go through the log," said the Green Goblin, but Diesel 10 crashed, which knocked the Green Goblin over. Iron Man then swooped in and grabbed the Green Goblin and dropped him into the water. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and then click on any of these clips to watch more. See you soon.